Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Last Viking TV back again. I want to bring you guys another type of video, and I think it has a lot to do with the opioid crisis, especially here in America. There is an ongoing struggle for an opioid crisis. Now, you may have different takes on it. It is a very it's a conversational piece, let's just say. And it definitely affects a lot of Americans here that either you know or you may not know, but nonetheless, we all function as one body. So this clip here is regarding one of my clients. He has a Parkinson's. Now, there's different types of Parkinson's. Ataxia being one of them. Ataxia basically attacks the neuro pathways to your brain, and it keeps your brain from functioning with your body, with your muscles, basically paralyzing, and lack of speech, lack of discoordination with your body and how it functions and your daily tasks and living. Now, this client of mine in a clip here, I was asking him questions and interviewing him with his testimony regarding this product. And so what had happened is he had told me, that he wanted to do a testimony, and I thought it would be a great idea to put it on the channel. So here it is. Hopefully you guys like it, and you guys can share this with all your friends and family, letting everyone know the benefits of this product and what ataxia and Parkinson's and a lot of neuro disorders, that they can actually be suppressed, and for long-term suppression. It doesn't have to be this way, that you're taking drugs day after day after day, never seeing results. Now, back to the opioid crisis. The opioid crisis is basically, the big question here is it the people that are abusing the drugs, taking more drugs than that they're supposed to do, or is it the fact that we, as a human race, have solely depended on physicians, scientists, and doctors to tell us what is good for ourselves? So much so that we listen and we obey what these doctors and physicians and professional scientists tell us that we need to take. Keep in mind, these pills, how they're made is they're chopped, they're powdered, they're created in a lab by other chemical and other substances that you're not allowed to know about in some cases. And in some cases, the ones that you do know about are also in very toxic chemicals and very toxic drugs. Now, that is associated with the way cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin are produced and formulated. Now, why are those illegal, and why are the opioids that the pharmacies and doctors prescribe not illegal? Well, again, very controversial topic here, but I'll get right into it, is that the government can tax those drugs and those opioids. They cannot tax methamphetamine, they cannot tax heroin. Not saying that those drugs are beneficial for you at all. No, anything man-made and synthetic is not going to be good for you. Now, this topic here is we're talking about natural, God-given supplementation that has actually proven highly effective. My client here went from 36 steps maximum without this supplement, and after the supplement he went to a maximum of 275 steps at max. He cannot, and then he also has energy left over to continue going on. So here's a clip. Go ahead and watch it. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Share this with all your friends and family. This is, again, to show you guys the benefits in his testimony. Enjoy. right. So here is Brian. Brian, you were on Baclofen for how many years?
Basically, well, 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Okay. And during that 3.5 years, how did you feel?
I originally take for a muscle relaxation. My legs were jerking. And then more and more I took it, didn't really decrease leg jerks, but I slept constantly. You should pass out anywhere, anytime. And I finally said something else, and Raymond was the one that told me, he told me with bad side effects back. And I replaced Baclofen, I weaned off it, dropping from 12 pills to 11 every 3 days. I subtracted another Baclofen from 12 to 0.
Wow. Okay. So you originally took Baclofen because of muscle spasms and leg jerking, and then I told you about the bad side effects of Baclofen, how it makes you lethargic and can cause that neurological depression, right? And it increases your anxiety and stuff like that. So because based off of your blood pressure after your heart attack that you just had, you keep in mind you've also had a heart attack while you were on Baclofen, which doesn't really necessarily help your situation in recovering. So, being lethargic and being suppressed, anatomy-wise, it doesn't make sense in recovery for your heart to basically improve, especially when you're not functioning anymore. So the Baclofen makes you tired, and you're trying to recover from a heart attack where they put stents into your heart, and so now you're basically telling your heart that it can't move anymore and it can't function the way it's supposed to improve the quality of blood circulation throughout the rest of your body, because you're on Baclofen and the fatigues and the side effects that most times go unnoticed. So I suggested taking sativa. So now you want to tell us how you feel after taking sativa?
Well, when I was young, yes, I did inhale. But now it's I take 2.5 milligrams of sativa when I want to have energy to do something, to go out, to go to a movie or whatever. And I also take indica at night to make you sleep, to counteract the inability to sleep.
Okay, so taking 2.5 milligrams of sativa THC with no CBD helps you neurologically, and it's not just a euphoric or a placebo effect. It's actually really helping you, because as your physical recovery person here, I've noticed that when we first started working together shortly after your heart attack, your maximum steps with a walker here, you're only taking about 36 steps max.
Max was 4, remember?
What's that?
Max was 4 steps.
4 steps.
On the walker.
4 steps with the walker on the inside, and then before the sativa, your max was 36. After so before we started doing our exercises and our stretching, we got into this regimen, you were taking 4 steps. After our stretches and exercise, you started to get up into around the 30s steps. So now you're up into the 270s with your sativa. So taking 270 steps, the progression is only within about 2 weeks, would you say?
Probably 2.5, 3 weeks.
2.5, 3 weeks to see those type of results. Taking the sativa at 2.5 milligrams, and they're like little gummies, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then so do you notice a difference with taking indica for the nighttime side?
For the nighttime, I get a deeper sleep. I sleep and I don't wake up on There's has to be my belt, or I have to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Before I used to wake up all the time. Anxiety.
Wow. Wow. So the anxiety is the main thing that was keeping you from progressing and exercising properly, because it would elevate your blood pressure to pretty scary numbers, right? You were around 145, 150 before with the blood pressure.
I was about 140, and I think the bottom number I was about 70 something.
Yeah, and that was just taking 4 or 5 steps.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure would shoot up, and then your heart rate would also be kind of scary too. But now that you're on sativa, your blood pressure is pretty stable, and your heart beats pretty good, and you still maintain extra energy even after taking almost 270 steps. So that's great.
Yes.
So what would you say for people that also have your disorder, which is ataxia, Parkinson's, right?
Get off Baclofen.
Get off Baclofen. Get off Baclofen. Why would you tell them to get off Baclofen?
Well, the bad side effects of the drowsiness, the constant sleep, the suicidal thoughts, even. Baclofen, it's like, I'm not sure why the medical industry says they use these products. We have products available to THC products that provide a lot more relief.
All right. Thank you, Brian.